Shalero, Holiano to respond who allegations that flying around. Lioti barua tesi bandu abachenda natso ne yangire kira ne yangira atenara ma mwemberefu ngefe nadala bamasaba nara mwemberefu kubanga netwile basahulu natu yana Washaki wale hele chimirime Masaka ali muno enyusire esukuti ogabyane enyusire esukuti mfana mwamanye esukuti mayatsa nayo yisire sukuti bumunda hashina aro shaka hashina ko bosonana omayatsa babane bashina bako bosonana onana ogabyali babandi bashina bako bosonana omasoro buli munda hashina ko bosewewe now this is a forged document and then this is a forged document now ngwa subjecting shi gambo forgery or forged to an elastic interpretation. Shitegeza shiri. Nge document iba huwandikire we PS. Ngoli PS wa Ministry of Gender. Ne yaba yahole leakage. Yahole busa leakage in between. Because some PS gender writes to Attorney General for advice. Mwafu neba saholo. He writes to him for advice. Attorney General wa mwelenga ini wa mu advice. Before the Minister of Gender or the PS Gender can respond to the person who wrote to him. He document ya midway ya holeri ya change. So iba forged because it is you are altering a document, you are transacting a document that where you are not authorized to transact it. Ate se sabindi police huye toho I document ene chitire hofora mo shaka ha sharinga babandu bose babele involved in leaking a leakage of this document baba wambi because that's a very serious crime under the penal code kubanga you are altering a document where you are not authorized ngawele ngile kubaruwe yi baroma the PS or the Permanent Secretary Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, PO Box 713 Kampala ngawetsire neno but Honorable Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Honorable Deputy Attorney General, Solicitor General, Deputy Solicitor General. Now, when did the Washaki and a group become the Minister of Gender of this government? When did he, Mayas and a group become the Deputy Attorney General? These letters are strictly addressed to those persons. So that still is a letter that was still undergoing consumption or process. It is being processed. Arabe Attorney General, rather PS, or Minister of Gender, ata homi haho, no awandi hirenan, which wandi ha. But midway, before it is digested within the government organs, mundu wachi hoahorari, wachirus. So to us, we look at it or we frame it as a document ill uttered by people who are not authorized to utter it. And in the law as it is, that is also a criminal offense. Kubango nyaba luka na wamenyore ni ofisi ebe no wainjiramo kurusomena I document each. But nevertheless, kene who tia ahead kubenga who respond ngangefe cultural institution, our work is to clarify. We have a duty to clarify and respond and communicate to our people down there. Ngawatsi the hulenga hubaruwe yi raising a very many issues. Attorney General wabi framing, then what's ahead to answer them. Wa framing whether the 5-year tenure or 5-year term runs from the date of oath 13th October 2020 or from the date of gazetting or from the date of gazettement in light of the requirements of the institution of Traditional and Cultural Leaders Act. Waframing Bukuka at and 220 or at and 223. Can I respond? I want to inform Obambole Bamasab, the Vandovos, that in this guidance is the Attorney General and he did not premise his guidance on what the law says. The Attorney General, any opinions and legal opinions of the Attorney General only by in the person if such an opinion is anchored on the law. But the moment you bypass the law, there's what they call gazumbing and gazundaring. The moment you bypass the law and give contrary interpretations, then it does not bind anyone. Mwamanya muri. The Attorney General, the line the Attorney General failed to strike out a difference between taking an oath and making an ingress or entering into an office assuming duties. When you take an oath, when Enoka takes an oath, for certain reasons, he may be prevented from assuming what? Duties. Washibone. Adiwe bantu ba framing abata ahwa Attorney General guidance ntufu. Kulomeru umukuka yatandika mutu 20 ba mu impression as if umukuka atandika munana mutu 20 nga wasire hulenga senarero 1 million shillings. I'm giving 1M, a million shillings myself, not even umukuka, it is me as a spokesperson. Nga wanderere list oba wanderere any evidence whatsoever. Iyo cheso rumu sahulu Jude Mudoma mutu 22 niyo presiding over Imbalwini Mutoto, because the role of umukuka is to preside over cultural activities, and one of them is Imbalu. Nga warere evidence iyo cheseri umukuka uliho niyo presiding over Imbalwini Mutoto mutu 20 na 1M. Even if you have no witnesses, I will pay you. Because it's by virtual protocol, New presiding over Imbal. 2, Attorney General did not address himself properly on the law, because those who drafted it did not give him sufficient information. There's a difference, as I said, between taking an oath and entering an office. Let me illustrate with examples, because here I'm going to case points, case studies, or cases, or rulings. Say naturally, America. The Vice President of America in 1853, William King, did not take. He took an oath and died in the next 45 days without stepping in the office. He cannot be said to have served America as a Vice President. So an oath is followed by an ingress. When you office, so Vice President of America, TB, what's a muchuba to look for warm climate, he did not come back. He died. But he had taken an oath, but did not enter office. You go to New York, 1917, Musa John Hillan, as the mayor, was elected with 46% as the mayor of New York. Bamurond, the mayor of New York. Whatever the legal issues, even after taking an oath, he did not enter office. Ukund, bari umusahuru amilebu yobeyeju. Uwe buyobu. Ibuwe. Bari Jude Mike Mudoma are taking an oath. Mutu 20 around October also. We're taking an oath. Nga niyo mukukoe bamasaba. Government yata mu gazeti ngati yaro several reasons, including the Attorney General opinions. Bukuka went to court compelling government using what they call the writ of habia mandamus, who compelling government imugazeti. Umulamuzi her lordship Justice Apinyi wa mulachara no use the procedure ili muri nani muri gambi cyamba sa huluba hole nani mediation mwa mulire mboba media umusahulu ukundi baruga byalira naye wabe maruhu hunziye masaba we rais naye he did not access office. As I speak, they are still in court until in 2023 when the dispute was resolved. Those who became aggrieved with it, that's a munan. I'm court. Masolo ya haya Masolo. He also took an oath. Mayatsa Joram, who was a student was. I taught him administrative law. Seven no Washaki and Mayans. They are my students. Chirange no man de hamo. Kubanga us never training. Mayatsa took an oath. Some lawyer administered an oath or Mayas. Mayas has never assumed the office of the Bukuka. So I want to bring it to the attention of the Attorney General, the Land Attorney General, that an oath alone does not mean you are anything until a certain process is followed. Until you make an ingress into an office, instruments of power. When you take an oath, members, there is a chair, there is a throne. There is a throne over the Bamasaba that you sit in. So an oath, if I took an oath and I'm here with Masereje here, or Isaac, and I take an oath, and for certain reasons there is a roadblock in between here, legal, otherwise I would not have taken over office. So this is the throne of Amasaba. In 220, nobody was sitting on this throne from 220 to 223. This throne was empty. So for an Attorney General to say that Bukuka was in the office, then it defeats the logic of any legal guidance. That is our position.